For my brows, I will be using the Anastasia Dip Brow in Chocolate and my brush from Crown. To highlight my brows, I use the Benefit Highbrow Pencil. As my eye base, my eye primer, I will be using Laying Low by MAC. And we're just going to make sure we prime both of our eyes to get rid of that discoloration and make sure that our eyeshadow stays nice and put throughout the day. Grabbing my flat shader brush, the one from the Revolution that came in our boxy charm, I'm going to be grabbing the first color Charmer and placing that on my brow bone, and I'm also going to use it to set my primer. Grabbing a blending brush, this one is by Sonia Kashar. I'm going to be taking the first transition color in the color Sweetheart, and I'm going to be placing that on the top of my crease. And I'm going to do this in circular motions and windshield wiper motions, going back and forth until I am comfortable with the pigmentation amount. Grabbing my Revolution brush, the BX90, we're going to concentrate the color Leader and we're going to put that on the crease of the eye socket. We're going to carefully place it at the corner of the eye and then slowly build it into the inside part of the eye. So that when you get the color, you're going to concentrate that on the outer V and then slowly, gradually build that color towards the inside of your eyelid. For the first color of my eyelid, I will be grabbing that color Activise and using the opposite side of that flat shader brush that we use for our highbrow. I'm going to be taking that Activise color and carefully placing that on the eyelid. So you want to make sure that you pat it onto the eyelid, and then after you pat it, then you're going to blend it. Then I went in with the color Smoke Show and I put that on top of where I had placed the Activist just to give it a little bit more of a dark pigmentation, and I carefully placed the color on top and then I smoothed it away. Now to diffuse those two colors and start making everything blend together, I grab my Sigma E25 brush and I carefully grabbed the color Rebel and I started placing it towards the crease once again and started blending that a little bit upwards after I placed the color. And you're going to do this back and forth in circular motions for a little time. After you do that, you want to make sure that you go back with a nice fluffy brush and you're going to take that color Sweetheart once again and you're just going to start diffusing all colors and making sure that everything gradually transcends together and blends beautifully. Now I grabbed a makeup removal wipe and I made sure that I gave myself sharp line edges, and I cleaned off any of the excess highlighter that I had hanging from the side of my eyes. Now I grabbed my NYX Jolie pencil in Black is Black, and I am tightlining the waterline of my top eyelid. And now to apply our wing, I will be using the NYC liquid eyeliner, which is one of my favorites. I will be doing my eyelashes off camera, and I'm trying out the Dodo D115. That is the brand for lashes that I use. And then after that, I'm going to be priming my face with the Makeup Forever foundation step 1. Guys, I love this primer. I don't know why I haven't tried it before, but I'm going to try it once again to see how I feel about it. So grabbing the Kat Von D Lock It foundation, I gave myself 2 pumps on the back of my hand, and I'm applying it with the Beauty Blender. The shade that I ended up using is called 54 Medium. I think I could go back with a darker shade, but since it is workable and I can bronze it up, I think I got away with it. You guys tell me what you think. Leave a comment down below. I think the next time I try this foundation, I want to try to put a little bit of Fix Plus on my face before I use the foundation. I found it very drying, and maybe because of the winter, my skin has been a little bit dehydrated. So I want to try it a little bit with a facial primer and then go in with the foundation to see how that holds up. For concealer, I will be using the LA Girl HD concealer in the color Beige, and I will be applying that sideways triangle underneath my eyes, down the middle of my nose, my forehead, and the bottom of my chin. Then we're going to make sure that we blend it out with the handy dandy beauty blender, and you're going to make sure you blend all that away. To set my concealer, I will be using the Lyric to set underneath the eyes, and then to start contouring the side of my cheeks, I will be using Zombre for the back of my cheekbones and Shadow Play for the sides of my cheekbones. And to apply those colors, I will be using my Real Techniques buffer brush, and don't forget to make the little fishy face. You can always determine where to place that bronzer by the sides of your ears, on the side of the cheek, and filling underneath your bone, your cheekbones. And I am going to be doing a heavy contouring, so I am taking my Laura Mercier translucent powder with the sponges, and I will be baking underneath the side of my cheeks. While I am baking, I am going to apply my blush, and I'm going to be using a Morphe blush brush with the Go Hairs, and I am applying the NARS Deep Throat color on the sides of the apples of my cheeks. It is now time to grab a big fluffy brush. This one's by Sonia Kashar, and I'm just going to be dusting away all that translucent powder, and then we're going to start working with the lower eyes. So grabbing a pencil brush, the first color that I used was the color Rebel, and I'm going to take that and place that all underneath the bottom of my waterline, and we're going to start smoking out that color Rebel first. Grabbing my Sigma 55 brush, it's a short shader brush. I am concentrating placing the color Activise and Smokeshow right on my lash line, and I'm going to focus that from the outer corner and bringing that into my tear duct. And you're going to do that to both sides. So Activise and Smokeshow. Since I wanted to use a smoky eye for the daytime, I went in with a lighter shade in the waterline, the color Nude. I used the Benefit Highbrow Pencil, and I put that on my waterline because I wanted my eyes to stay nice and vibrant and awake. Using that technique gives your eyes a more doll-like effect. And now I'm going to be applying mascara on the bottom of my eyelashes. To bring attention, to bring light into my face, I decided to grab the color Funny Girl, and I placed that on the tear ducts of my eye, and I did that on both sides. For the lips, I ended up using the first color was by ColourPop in the color Beeper, and I found it dark when I was on filming, and it looks fine now, but then I went and I changed the color and I added teeny tiny over Beeper. So it's an option. You could either go with a nude shade or you could either go with a brown shade. Let's not forget about our highlight, and I will be using Champagne Pop by Becca, and I will be placing that on the tip of my nose, down the bridge of my nose, my Cupid's bow, and my cheekbones, and that is it. And that is it for this makeup tutorial. If you guys like this look, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and follow me on Instagram, illy_beautybox. Take care. I love you guys and God bless.